So I know you've been wondering how to wind up maintaining this ketogenic lifestyle. And today, what Unique Larry and I are going to go into is one of the foundational do's and steps that we've found to help you launch to success massively. Now, Larry, this is one that you've implemented for a really long time and has helped you to have success in changing your body composition over the last year and a half. You've shared with me how essential and important this is to wind up doing the things that you need to do so that you're ready. Now, you mentioned that you wind up doing meal prep in getting ready for your day, getting ready for your week, and even getting ready for a couple of weeks at a time. Now, what has been your most successful method to wind up having your meals prepped and ready to go so that our listeners who want to get started into this ketogenic lifestyle can wind up grasping onto it, diving into it, and having success like you did?
Okay, fantastic. I realized it was important because you're inundated. At home, you have all kinds of food. If you have children, if you have spouses, whatever, anybody living in your home, you're going to have food that is easy to grab that may not be good for this program. So it's important to make sure that you have certain foods on hand. So if you come home from work late, something happens, you're starving, and there's nothing ready, this is where you can fail bad. So what I've done, you can boil up eggs. Assuming you're eating eggs, most people love eggs. Make some hard-boiled eggs for yourself. Make 6 hard-boiled eggs and have them. Because you eat one of those things and you're starving, believe me, that'll take the edge off. And if you eat 2 of them, you're really going to be full. Now, also what I'll do is if I want to make chicken or something, I can grill some chicken. I don't use any sauces. You got to watch the carbs and sauces. They make some that don't have any or very low, which is fine. But you have a whole chicken, cut it up, grill it, throw it in a baggie or Tupperware, you've got chicken. If you have steak and you have leftover, cut it in little strips, have it there, and reach for that. This is so important because you're going to find, or you're going to go out. Let's say you're going to go out for the day, and you're a salesperson. You're going out, and where are you going to stop to get this type of thing? Tough. You can bring I have a little carry case. I have a little cooler. And I can put some drinks in there, whatever I want, some water, and I can make some of the same thing, the chicken, the eggs, the beef, whatever is your food that you want, have it with you because it's going to trip you up. If you're not ready, you're going to be tripped up on this.
So what I'm hearing you kind of say is that when you're planning for your day and or your week, or let's say you're looking ahead or you're even just making dinner, right? Instead of looking to have the number of portions you need for you or whomever you're eating with, almost go like 1.5 so that you make sure to put aside that extra half of what you need so that it's there for you anytime you may be in a bind, clutch, or fix.
Leftovers. Great. The correct leftovers. So make more. If you're going to get a 1-pound steak, get a 2-pound steak. And if you want to eat 1 pound of it, or if you want to eat 10, 12 ounces, that's fine. Save the rest for yourself. Cut it up so it's easy, like a beef jerky almost. You can cut up in strips or in little pieces and put it in a baggie. And boy, bring it with you if you want. Bring it to work. If problematic at work, that's a big thing. What are you going to eat at work? I mean, they got donuts there, and they got, if you're in an office, they got all the temptations. You don't want those. Guacamole is the best because that will satisfy you. That fruit is so good. Guac or avocado. If you love avocados, have ripe ones around.
So I'm going to ask you, Larry, what kind of a trick do you use? Because, when I make guacamole at home, it winds up turning usually the next day or so. Do you have any tricks or suggestions to help make sure that stays fresh and lasts?
Yeah, it usually lasts a few days. I eat it before that. So you make them in small batches. But I've tried, they say if you put lemon juice in there or something, that can help it. I don't know what the answer are. They say if you put the avocado, the actual seed, that big old brown thing in there, put it in, that can help with it too. But once you open it, when I buy it, like I go to Whole Foods and buy it, once I open it and eat out of it, it starts to go in a couple of days. But you'll eat it. You should be eating that guacamole and those avocados. Like, oh my gosh, they're going to be.
They're a real big part. Avocados wind up being a big part and a good snack that you wound up finding.
Oh,
I guess one of the
because it's the fat. We have to realize this is a high fat, medium protein, low carbohydrate program. This is not a high protein deal. You can eat filet mignon. That's not enough fat in there. The fat is going to keep your blood sugar level even, and it's going to keep you from getting that hunger. It will, I promise you.
Now, I want to flip back to that meal prepping thing. Have you done that? Have you set out the week and said, I'm going to put together meals so that I'm prepped and ready to go?
Yeah, now, maybe not for a whole week, but I know what I'm going to have. So I have like a bunch of steak. I'm freezing it now. I usually don't like to get free. There was a sale at Whole Foods, so I got extra steak. But I'll make a big sirloin or a ribeye, and I'll have leftovers. I can't eat the whole thing anymore. As you begin to lose body fat and your stomach will shrink a little bit, you're not going to be able to eat the quantity you ate, which is kind of good too. And you'll be satisfied, and you'll be full if you want that full feeling.
And I can tell you, when I've had our most success with making these changes, the things that I found that was really helpful to wind up doing would be to make like a whole pan of chicken or a whole pan of steak so that I had it was there and available for me. I would sometimes even prepare the meals in Tupperwares so that I could just pack them in the bag. I can grab them in the morning and be set for my day on what I thought I would need, so that there wasn't that chance of that break or that glitch. Because when I'm at my office, it winds up being tough.
Yeah,
the one trick I did find that really winds up helping to support this, and it was a little bit of a modification for me, is when I have been caught in a bind, there's one place that's got some unique certifications on their food that you can get quick and easy. And that's Chipotle. I was really amazed by this. They actually teamed up with a group called the Whole 30, and they're basically a clean detoxifying diet program. And if you put together a certain set of things, being the salad with the chicken, the traditional chicken, the fajita veggies with pico and guac, that winds up being an extremely clean meal with
the guacamole, with the guacamole in there. Yes. Oh, you eat that. You eat a bowl of that. Just don't get the rice.
Yep, no rice. It winds up being lettuce, no sour cream, no cheese, no and in terms of the proteins, the chicken is the only one that meets their criterion for not having sugars, not having other items that don't meet their criteria, which is a low carbohydrate type of a diet that winds up being clean of impurities. So when you get caught in a bind, I find that that's a good spot to fall into, but you got to stay within these narrow parameters.
Yes. Don't watch out for the chips, because they're there, and we all love chips. Who doesn't love guacamole and chips? That's why I stay away from Mexican restaurants.
Now, if you're going through this process and you've got questions about how to implement a meal prepping strategy, and maybe one day we'll come over, Larry, and we could do a little video on how you meal prep. We'll go ahead and write them down below. We'll do our best to answer them and give you the support that you need so you can get great outcomes and results, just like Larry has seen. I want to thank you guys all for joining us and look forward to some more do's and don'ts on how to maintain this ketogenic lifestyle.